Good day, everyone. So we have here to-do list. So parallelogram, we are done with its properties. Now let's move on to some special parallelograms, which are the rectangle, rhombi, rhombus, and square. So let's have rectangle first. So here, rectangle, the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. The diagonals. For example, this is a love scale. So, the diagonal are the line segment IU. Here is congruent. V There you go. And remember, its opposite sides are also congruent. The line segment IO and the line segment VU are congruent. Also, this line segment IV here and OU. Rhombi or a rhombus. Rhombi. Theorem number 1. The diagonal of a rhombus are perpendicular. So let's with the diagonal, so we have here perpendicular. Say perpendicular, it is also known as right angle. Here, also this one. Also this one. Second, each diagonal of a rhombus bisect two angles of the rhombus. What's the meaning of that? So here, the angle here, the angles bisect each other. So meaning, if this angle measures 45 degrees, this angle here is also measures 45 degrees because the angle was being divided into two equal parts. So let's proceed to the square. A square is both a rectangle and a rhombus. It has properties of the two other special parallelograms. So a square has four congruent sides. So let's try to illustrate square here. So has four congruent sides, so the sides are all congruent, all equal. all angles of a square are right. So all angles, right angle, there you go. And then the diagonals of a square are congruent. The diagonals, so this diagonal line here is also congruent to right. So and perpendicular, and they bisect each other, so it also forms perpendicular also. The diagonals of a square bisect each other of the opposite angles, thus forming four isosceles right triangle. So here bisect each other. So when you say isosceles, triangle that has two equal sides. Okay, let's have an example. So let's try to determine the value of our x. So we have here number 1, a rectangle. So remember the first theorem in a rectangle, the diagonals are congruent. This will be x plus 5 is equal to 3x minus 5. Let's combine the terms. We transpose the positive 3x to the other side. That's why it becomes negative 3x as well as also the positive 5, transpose it to the other side, so this will become negative 5 x minus 3x will be 3x minus equal to negative 10. Calculate. Cancellation. X is equal to positive 5. Second example, we have here a rhombus. Okay, remember a rhombus has a rhombus. So you can see here the diagonal measures 4, half of 20 is 10. So you still remember your Pythagorean theorem. If we are looking for the side of a triangle or the other side of the triangle, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem. So what is the formula again? It's c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. There you go. So here, remember, so form a vertical line. So obviously, this angle here is a right angle, and then the opposite side of a right triangle is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, or the longest side of a triangle. So this will be our x. So x squared. Okay, our shortest leg. Okay, this one, half of 4 is 2. Will be 2 squared. So 2 squared. And then our b half of 20 is 10 squared. Simplify. 2 squared is 4 plus 100 x squared is equal to 104. Okay, extracting square root, so we need to put to cancel the square. So x will be, so we can simplify 100 square root of 110 by 4 times 26, or our 6 is, simplify, so 2 square root of 26. The last example, we have here a square, and looking for the side, so the same thing, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem. The formula c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, so this one is right to the opposite, so automatically this will be our hypotenuse, a x here. So since they are congruent or equal, so this one automatically will be x is same. Squared. So again, we will be using the Pythagorean theorem. The c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So the opposite of a right triangle is the hypotenuse, which is 4. So we use 4 here. And then the side, they are equal, so we use x squared plus x squared. Okay, so this will be 16. So this will be 2x squared. Okay. Next, divide it by 2. Cancel out, so remaining x squared. This will be 8. So extracting square root, remember, cancel out the square root of 8, 4 times 2, so our x will be 2 square root of 2. So hope you guys understood something today. God bless you, everyone.